Kim Dramer joins me now from New York City. She's a specialist in Chinese archaeology. So how popular are private museums? We saw some there in that story. What are the pros and cons compared to public museums?
Right now, the museum landscape of China is very varied and very exciting. There are pros and cons. I would say that when we have private collectors who start private museums, they can concentrate on one thing that they've been collecting or one passion that they have, or something local. For example, a maritime Silk Road museum in Fujian, or the terrestrial Silk Road Museum in Gansu. I think that this meeting, this kind of plurality of interests, has made a very exciting landscape, and how it will all end up, we really don't know how it will shake out, but it's certainly exciting.
Kim, what would you say are the biggest challenges for museums today?
Revenue, again, don't forget that a museum has two roles. One is to preserve and the other is to educate. Those are both expensive. In China in particular, I would cite the lack of trained personnel as well. China simply doesn't have trained curators, people who can mount the exhibitions, people who can get the word out. So it's a big challenge for the Chinese, but I think that some of the approaches have been really very interesting, and some of the collaborations that have taken place between China's museums and museums in the West have been surprising and really fun.
What do you make of the growth of using technology in museums? Like in China's Forbidden City, we're seeing apps and virtual reality and all sorts of stuff when it comes to digital displays. What do you make of this rise in technology?
First of all, it's inevitable. Technology is becoming more accessible and cheaper, much more flexible. People kind of expect that now when you go into museums. They want the app for the self-guided tour. I think it makes the museum much more accessible to a much larger audience. Let me give you the example of, for example, people with disabilities who really could not visit museums and have a good experience there. I think that young people also see this as part of the entertainment factor. There have been some really fun things where you can put yourself into a landscape or dress in a costume, and people really enjoy that.
And very quickly, about 30 seconds left, when it comes to China's art market, the demand, the buying, is that increasing or decreasing?
I can't imagine it would stop in the near future. There is tremendous thirst for this on every level, and part of that is to acquire foreign works of art, yes, but another part of that is to reacquire works that were taken from China under very dubious circumstances. So I don't see any abatement. I see only an increase.
Kim Dramer in New York City, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.